Welcome back to the WatchTower Film Podcast, the film review podcast on the Towercast Network by Cinephiles for Cinephiles. Welcome back to Spooky Month.
Woo! Spooky!
Yeah, I only did it, man. I was waiting for it too. This time I was excited for this. Spooky. Welcome back.
It's gonna get wild.
Jeez.
I'm overaged.
If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Let people know what we're up to.
take
We love
much.
cinema.
Where do you put the?
I don't know.
The
Austin
button.
doesn't put it
Yeah,
anymore.
come
Just
on.
do it wherever. It's down
beat
here
off
somewhere.
that
Just-
like button.
You see, there's Austin
Just-
right there.
Point to the bottom right of the screen.
There you go. Bottom right. There you go.
That's your left.
No.
One of us is gonna get it right?
Where?
I think that couch got it right.
You know where it is. Yeah, let people know what we're doing. If you love cinema, let people know we're here just talking about cinema.
Especially
Today's
today's.
no different. We're before I introduce the film, I'd like to introduce my fellow co-host and the special guest in the studio today. Starting with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Eric L. Sanchez,
Guy with the
writer,
flocks,
director extraordinaire,
the hair.
our resident horror expert.
Did you even ask the guest if he wants to come out?
I did.
Let
That's
him-
why he's sitting next to you.
Let him finish.
Okay,
it.
well,
He really wanted to come out.
Hold
No,
on,
he
we're
really
getting
did.
ahead of
Let him
ourselves
do
here.
his
Mr.
thing.
Eric Sanchez.
Yo,
I love your hair, bro.
thanks, lad.
Strong.
Wow.
Mr. John
Thanks,
Eric
mate.
Aster offering a writing offering an acting perspective, rather.
And I have the complete opposite hair as his. So.
He does actually. You haven't grown that out anymore, man. You've stuck to this.
Remember when in the pandemic?
Yeah.
I had the little fucking soccer shit going on.
Right. It went away.
I might do
You
it.
should.
grow a
I thought you
mullet.
did this for a film, and that just kind of stuck.
Nah, just lazy.
All right.
Damn.
Mr. Michael Lala offering a cinematography perspective.
I'm also offering the flame
He
perspective.
did. He brought this awesome little smokeless candle thing.
Yeah.
He's
It's
acoustic.
pretty
He
dope.
loves
I'm
shit
not
like
gonna lie.
It's a real hazard.
I want to paint George Méliès's Trip to the Moon on it. That's what I'd like to do.
You'd want to paint.
Yeah, on it, and it's like on fire.
Oh,
Is that
like
why
that.
the moon looks so upset?
Exactly.
Oh my god.
The rockets are hot, man. What do you think happened?
What?
How do you think they got there, bro?
Mr. Austin Young, making sure we're sounding good on the ones and twos, offering an editing, producing perspective
I
back there.
didn't approve of this fire.
But you proved to the microphone. Say hi to the people.
Relax, it's not a helicopter.
Yeah, I think we should talk to HR for this.
Yeah, look at the Austin cam. Austin cam. We got safety. We got safety here.
It's not expired.
Why did we invite the mugger back?
The mugger, because
The mugger.
the mugger likes cinema. Okay.
Keep talking cinema.
We also have another special guest in the studio,
Yes,
Mr.
we do.
Eric Nunez, fellow filmmaker, coming to join us to watch and talk about cinema. You'll just be using Austin's mic. I think it's loud enough.
Yeah.
I will scoot closer.
There we go.
Just-
Yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Just
Hello,
put you in there.
Oddly enough, very serendipitous moment when Eric, joined us because we also kind of invited him last minute. He joined us right at the moment where he left off watching this film originally.
Yeah.
So pretty kind of worked out.
I mean, we're in a simulation. Come on.
Yeah,
That
we
doesn't prove
are.
it.
That's true. I'm your humble film servant, Carlos de la Torre, offering a writing, directing perspective.
The
We're
main
here to
man
talk
himself.
about Ari Aster's 2018, rather. Man, a lot of people don't categorize this as a horror film. In fact, Ari Aster never meant it to be. We'll get there. But it is, by all nature, a psychological horror
For sure.
film, Hereditary. We're here to talk about
You know
Hereditary.
what is a pretty big horror?
What's that?
The amount of people who listen or watch this and aren't subscribed.
I agree. We already did that, though.
No, but that was good. That was good. That was good.
Ooh, it's very spooky. Very, very
It's
spooky indeed.
horrifying.
So please subscribe.
We've looked at our analytics.
This was Mr. Michael Lala's pick for Spooky Month.
Nah, I doubt that, bro. You didn't pick this, bro.
Loves Ari Aster.
Nah, bro.
Ari Aster is one of the most compelling original voices in cinema today. I've been saying
Towards
lately.
what genre?
No, towards cinema. Period.
Yeah.
I think I've been saying that.
I'm just playing. I'm sorry. I do like it.
The Master
Auteurship
has
is
said is one of the best
He did.
directors.
auteurship has moved into the horror genre in the past 5 years.
True.
And that's where the originality is coming from. That's where people are taking risks again. So it's exciting to talk about somebody like Ari Aster. I
Started by
think
comedic legend.
what?
Started by comedic legend Jordan Peele.
Really? Nah.
Wow.
From comedy to horror.
Yeah, I mean, when did come out?
Wait.
Was it 2017?
Yeah, I guess that's fair, right?
That is fair.
2017?
So this
Yeah.
was Ari's first?
This
First
is
feature
Ari's
film.
first feature film.
Oh.
Yeah, he directed a very controversial slash very original short called the
Strange
the
Thing
strange
About
thing,
the
the strange thing about the
Johnsons.
Johnsons. Man, that fucking thing.
I haven't seen it. We were gonna try to watch it before watching this.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Sorry, I missed that memo.
I knew that.
It was yeah, it's pretty intense. It's really intense.
So yeah, probably Get Out did.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair thing to say.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And that film was an Academy Award.
Well, technically, it was
winning-
Rosemary's Baby.
Well, we're talking about modern, right? Call
Modern,
it
yeah.
past 2015 or so, 2010s.
Wait, something strange about the Wilburys is
The Wilburys.
Oscar winning.
No, I meant Get Out.
Oh,
Get Out's Oscar-winning
Yeah.
film. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one to get into. Hereditary, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start off with our ratings.
Which way do you want to go, Delo? You want to go clockwise or the other way?
Well,
Eric has
Oh,
volunteered
Eric.
as tribute.
here you wanna.
This film is very
Come on in.
voluntary, sacrificial. So he has
Very,
sacrificed to be the first.
You wanna. Well, wait. Is the mic over there?
Yes,
Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2.
Oh, damn.
It's just hiding
Did
from
you
you. It doesn't
frame
like
them?
you.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Like I had to.
Yeah, I can see them from here.
Nice.
I reframed.
I give it a solid 7.9.
7.9. Fair rating.
7.9.
Dang.
That's a little low.
Why?
Oh,
I liked it. I feel like it's a little dated, or it's getting to that point.
Oh, you think so?
I do,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
because
crazy.
honestly, some of the
Interesting.
scares were kind of killing me. Like the last scene where she floats up into the. I was
Yeah, okay, yeah.
dying.
Thought it
then
was
when
silly.
she's
I couldn't hold it
crawling-
in.
Thought it was a little silly.
oh no,
Yeah,
but I feel
I
like
love that
Hold
part.
on. Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Have you seen something scarier than this after this film?
I have.
Which one?
Well, I mean, first time I saw this film was today, completely. but
so in the past 3 seconds
What a
have you
question.
seen? Yeah.
just being in this room is scary. Enough.
Yeah,
No,
that fire.
Yeah, yeah.
No, Lake Mungo, an
Oh, I was just
Australian
talking about
film
that.
from 2014. So I don't know how far we're allowed to push this, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be the guy that always brings up drugs. My roommate and I, we got smacked like
Watching this one?
No, and watch Lake Mungo,
Oh, okay,
and the
okay.
whole time, like I had to cuddle with a teddy bear, hide behind my sweater.
Okay, that's an interesting.
cheating.
That's an interesting conversation when it comes to watching films. A lot of people, it elevates your film watching experience. Other times, it fucks you up. So,
Oh, man.
you didn't watch this one high, so I don't know
I did
how
not.
fair of a comparison it might be.
So when I'm cooked, I experience a film for sure. Like I
Okay.
get to kind of almost
Like,
like,
it
how you
touches
would
Thank
how you would
you.
in the movie theaters. You know,
Yeah.
I enjoy
Yeah.
it. Like, oh damn, that's cool. That's emotional. Like you feel all the emotions.
It's a different perspective for
yeah.
sure.
And then when I'm not fried,
Yeah.
I was studying the cinematography, the lighting, camera
Sure,
movements,
sure.
acting, which I think the acting was oh my
What did I
god.
watch recently? Clockwork
Yes, yes.
Orange?
Clockwork
I
Orange.
think that was the last thing. No,
You
it was
watched-
another.
Well,
Kubrick.
while stoned or what?
Yeah, when was the last thing I saw stoned? Can't remember. It was recently.
Can't remember the last time I didn't watch this.
Oh,
I wasn't high.
I saw a Night at the Museum.
Oh, yeah, you did tell us about that.
With a whole new perspective.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. No,
Yeah.
you know what's bad is that it didn't improve my perspective, but I thought it would. And I remember having a blurry shot from my phone, like a picture of like a moment with Ben Stiller in front of buildings, and I was like, Carlos, this is beautiful. Like it's society
It's just the
oppressing
museum.
him. And then he's like, dude, you're an idiot. That's just Night at the Museum. And I'm like,
It's blurry at that.
it's hard.
I saw Saltburn High. That was the last thing I saw.
Saltburn.
Saltburn.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, that's
I
a
still
good one.
haven't seen that.
That
one's fun,
That's
dude,
fun.
just-
It gets funner the more
just
you
watch
watch it.
the graveyard scene. That's all you
Okay.
gotta watch.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
bathtub scene was
Yeah,
I still need to watch it because
It
it's
was
been
bad.
recommended to me like by.
it's
Paul
fun.
and-
It's fun. It's original.
hell?
At first glance, I think it's one of those films that doesn't age well in the sense of, at first watch, you're like, oh man, it's fucking great. And that director, man, Emerald
yeah.
Emma
something.
Stone?
Though she also directed the
Promising young woman.
Promising Young Woman, man. She's fucking terrific. But the more I watch Saltburn, the more I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's a cool movie. It's not, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely like of its time. For
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. For sure.
Remember the
All
last one I saw?
Emerald Fennel. Emerald Fennel.
Under the Silver Lake.
Oh, I fucking
Oh
love
my
Under the
God.
Silver
Who
Lake.
Have you
directed
seen
that?
Andrew Garfield.
Who directed?
Nah.
The guy that
I
directed
gotta-
It Follows.
I
I,
gotta
always
do
forget
that.
his name.
I've heard nothing
Apollos?
but
It
that it's
Follows.
phenomenal.
Bro, well, I was
Oh, it
pretty
is
happy
good.
when I
The-
saw
the
it.
Follows-
saying
have you
it
seen
was
that
good.
No, I haven't.
It's really
I was
good.
like,
Yeah,
whoa,
well, same
what's going
director.
on?
Same director.
It's
I
good,
always
it's
forget his
good.
name
It's
though.
like Ghost
Way
STD.
close.
David something. David Robert Mitchell. He also
Okay.
directed It Follows, but he directed Under the Silver Lake.
Dude,
I
It Follows
fucking
is
love
great,
that film,
man.
dude.
That's a
Dude,
good
there's-
little indie horror
Yeah.
film.
Well,
I-
he's doing good, but you know, yeah,
Yeah.
these are all kind of these.
Wait, go, that girl, the the girl who Miller.
Millie Shapiro.
Yeah.
Shapiro.
What else is she doing?
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask that too.
I think
'Cause
she's
she has
only
a
acted like
very
very
unique-
few.
Monkey
Look.
Bars.
Well, wait, one upcoming.
Hysteria. TV
Ingrid.
series.
Ingrid.
Ingrid. Cool. 7.9.
7.9.
Fair. 7.9. Eric.
kinda
Eric
low
with
for
a
me.
CK gives us 7.9. What direction were we heading in? pal?
CK.
What if we call him Louis C.K. while he's here?
All right. That's fair.
down.
CK. Let's call him CK.
Louis C.K.
You're up
CK.
next, pal.
An 8.5. I was looking at his 8.7, but then I remember the guys crying. And I just
Why? That's
What?
good.
You-
That's
Oh,
real.
really?
It's
so
so
annoying
funny.
to me.
You cry.
He's a kid. Yeah, he's a kid.
I feel like that's like very.
It's helpless crying,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I
Like
don't know. To me, it gets annoying.
Bro, that's how people cry.
It's
You think people
helpless
crying
because,
is
like,
beautiful.
you're so full
That
of
ugly
fear.
I don't
That's
need a
an
beautiful
ugly
cry, but it sounds fake to me.
Nah, I thought it was legit.
Bro.
John Eric, what would a handsome cry sound like?
Wham, baby. Wham.
All right, 8.5. Fair.
Eric,
Okay,
With
so Eric, and Eric.
and Eric.
Oh, we screwed up the trifecta.
No, it's CK, Sanchez, and Castro. That's it. That's where we're at.
What are you?
I'm the man, baby.
CK.
Understand it.
He's him, bro.
Go on.
Can you dig?
CK the hair and
No. I'm Eric.
the hung.
CK the hair. CK the hair in the face.
I don't have a CK in my name.
He's CK. Why would you be CK? You
Oh,
don't have
you're
CK in your name.
CK,
You're
bro.
the hair. You're,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
obviously the fucking
You're
hair.
the locks, bro.
Yeah, but whatever. Anyways,
CK
CK the hair in the face.
my rating. Oh man.
I like how we're also not doing a horror rating and cinema. We're just
Of
like
course, it's just cinema.
I thought about mentioning like what do you put it on the horror aspect, but I think
It is, but
It's elevated, man. It's
Yeah.
better
We're
than
gonna talk about that.
it's there,
Save it
man,
for the
like-
podcast.
say, I'm with you.
Oh, this
Okay,
isn't the podcast.
I'll do it for funsies. I'll give 2 ratings.
Okay.
Cinema wise, I think at 8.8.
Fair.
And on the horror aspect, a 9.
Okay.
So I
Any
don't know.
reasoning behind that?
I think on the horror aspect, because the first time I saw it, it's one of the most disturbing films I've seen in a long time.
Same.
But on the 8.8 cinemas, I think it's because like it's just the way it's shot and like everything is it's an elevated film or elevated horror. That's why it's I don't know how to explain it, man. Like just on the
ineffable.
horror aspect, on the scariness of it, of the uncomfortableness of it.
Yeah.
That's why I give it a solid
It
9.
made you feel something.
Yeah.
That's cinema, buddy.
I feel things.
Mr. Castro.
I'm gonna have to combine mine, and this is why.
It's an average.
No, I'll give it an 8.5 just because I think it's still relevant for today. I don't know what that guy CK is talking about,
It's the hair, man.
but it's talking about like grief, right? Like how people,
yeah.
handle grief. And me being an actor, I put myself in the shoes of, everybody, right? The kid, the mom, and it's the whole film. It had me like, what would I do if my mom starts acting like that? What? And I think that's the new type of horror that I like. Not in those jump scares anymore. Like nobody believes in the exorcism no more. This had a little bit of supernatural in it for sure.
Yeah.
A little bit, a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
quite a
sure.
bit.
Yeah.
But it's more of like the mother going crazy. Like, do I forgive my
Yeah,
my
I
son?
agree. I agree. There's a lot of the horror comes from the reality of losing someone.
Oh, dude,
And
that just
a lot of people that I talk to, a lot of people, they're always saying that the hardest part to see in this movie was the screaming of the
or
mom.
her crying. Yeah,
Yeah.
the crying, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Tony Collette. Terrific.
So yeah, I have to combine it because I think for cinema, it's still. I think this is where it's gonna keep going with horror. No more jump scares. No more monsters under the
I
bed.
mean, they're coming with like AI horror now. Like that's
that's
gonna be a
interesting.
new thing.
AI horror.
Yeah, there's at least 2 film like Megan, right?
Oh, that's been around since Terminator.
no,
bro.
yeah, this is more like psychological.
No,
That's
but
what I
like
like.
what I mean is that shit's always gonna exist. The bad side of horror, the cheap side of horror is always gonna exist. It's just
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
evolve.
Sure, well, yeah. Well, this is
The good side of
the
horror.
good side of horror.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give it an 8.5. I have to.
That's
Yeah,
That's
do you want
your
me to give it-
average?
Yeah, that's my
Sorry to
average.
our audio listeners.
I'm sorry. I just had to correct
that's your average. Really quickly before I give mine, Daniel, have you seen Hereditary?
I've seen bits of it.
Okay. I was wondering if you had a rating. You don't have to come out on camera, but
How do
still
you see
interested,
bits of it, bro? Was it too scary?
or it just never interested you, or
Or was it Netflix and chill, and it was one of those,
saw it in between breaks?
I just never watched the whole thing through properly, so
mean, I was scary for sure. You know.
Do you remember what part you got up to?
Without, like,
Oh yeah. Do you remember what part you got up to? Because there seems to be a very common part for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like
The car
we're-
scene.
Yeah, we're talking to Sandra earlier, and this Eric, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we got up to that scene,
What do you
and then
mean,
we
this
stopped."
Eric?
Who's this? I haven't.
What do you mean, you people?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, CK.
There you go.
I got you.
Okay, got it. Okay, that's fair. Gotcha.
It's
It's
You know
worth
why
it.
you saw it on FX?
Because they have the movies.
they had the movies.
All right.
Sorry, sorry, Answer
I
that.
can give it the 2 ratings if you guys want me to.
No one wants you to.
I mean,
Then I won't, dick.
it's just for fun. I don't,
Yeah, that's what I was like.
I
you
don't
guys
have
want me to.
enough of a horror.
Yeah, you're not. No.
This guy's just fucking pouring gas.
Jeez, look, put gas in that one, not on me.
It's hot.
It's Pink Dinner.
Pink dinner.
That's from the movie. I'll give it a 9. I'm at a 9
Whoa.
just cinema wise. You guys know horror is not my favorite bag, but when horror has something to say, you got me right. And again, Ari Aster's just proven himself to be this original voice. But the dude's got mommy issues. I'll say that right now. 3 films, all having to do with mommy issues.
Yeah.
But the dude's got mommy issues, but he's terrific. He's a voice, and then he's one of those guys like when you first see like interviews with like the Coens or with anybody, like he's one of those guys that you see an interview and you're like, you made this shit, like
Yeah,
you're
I
just
can't
weird and
I
like
can't picture him. I don't
small
remember.
and wear glad. You're a
yeah,
nerd.
it's just like a
He looks
regular.
like Lil Hall and
Yeah.
talks like him.
Yeah, he
and
looks
he's
like
much
an
smarter. But yeah, imagine like this one making a horror film. Like, look at him. Look at him. Point and laugh. Everybody
But
point
then,
and laugh.
but then again,
Ah!
like
No,
it's
those
like
are the scary ones, right?
Exactly.
The normal ones.
Exactly. They've got like, these
No,
they're like the ones that look
introspective-
like Jeffrey Dahmer. That's why.
Right.
And again, it's crazy that whenever you ask him about like this film or his other films, he's like, "Oh no, I'm like everybody's like, oh, you're just the horror guy. Like you
Yeah.
make
Oh,
amazing
no,
horror."
they
And
don't
he's
like
like,
that.
"No." And then even like when he described like Midsommar, he's like, "I just wanted to kind of make like a breakup film. You know, that's all it is."
That's
He's like,
that's how he
breakup film.
processes things, and that's why he's
Yeah.
such a fascinating individual. There's a great conversation between him and the Safdie brothers. Safdie brothers directed like Uncut Gems and Good Times and all these films, and and there's a great conversation. It's on the Criterion on the Scorsese shorts. They're just talking about Scorsese shorts, and they're fascinating to listen to, man. Like they're you see these dudes and they're just goofballs. Like they're just goofballs who love cinema and are constantly just tackling
like
it.
us.
And, yeah, exactly. It's very encouraging. It's also very encouraging that Hereditary, it being his first feature film, he had a voice. Period. Like, and part of that, what's encouraging is that for 10 years before Hereditary, he already stocked up on feature film scripts. He's gone on to say that he has 10 feature scripts that he wants to
But,
direct in his career.
But hold on, how is he only did the short film before this one? How did he
Because
have?
he loves cinema. He had multiple short films. He didn't have one short film in this one.
Oh, okay, so he had a little bit, like,
and he went to film school. He went to
Enough
AFI,
to-
and
but
and
enough
stuff like that.
to get.
And I don't think it's a matter of quantity. I've never thought it was a matter of quantity.
But how
man.
do
Like,
they know about him?
I think
what
like
do you mean?
that.
How did he get discovered?
Yeah,
Well, he
guys,
went
the-
to film school. He made connections, and then he pitched this thing around, and then went.
Then
from
This
there.
one, the
also
first
the
one?
short. I
Yeah,
think
the
was
short
short
was a
helped
good
a lot.
festival kind of talk of the town type stuff. Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like Hereditary, for instance, it wasn't this big smash wide. It was a wide release after A24 kind of really pushed it to be a wide release. But this thing got premiered at Sundance in 2018. It was on the midnight block in Sundance. It wasn't
like
this.
I don't think a lot of people other than like horror fans really
Yeah.
knew about Hereditary. Like
Yeah.
my introduction to Ari Aster was Midsommar, and
Same.
like
From you
I think
guys.
from there it was like, oh, I have to backtrack and go see
No, but,
Hereditary. And then I think after Midsommar, then he started having a voice where then Beau's Afraid just got a bunch of marketing because I think
Yeah.
everybody knew like,
Yeah, and
oh, if
that's
you're gonna watch
Joaquin.
well, I think Joaquin, but also if you're gonna watch like an Aster film, like
Well,
Yeah.
it's a weird kind
And
of
that's crazy to
trajectory
see that with three
because
films
you
on.
have like Toni Collette's probably the biggest name in this film, and she's terrific. She's been in a bunch of good shit, mostly horror. She was trying to get away from horror when she signed up to do this
she's
film.
just perfect for her.
No, but she did it again. Everybody in the cast and crew that you can go and see stories that they basically, especially while they were making the film, they didn't consider this to be a horror film. They considered it to be this intense family drama.
So ants,
And Ari Aster
all
went in
over
with
the
that mentality.
body.
Ari Aster, when he wrote the first draft of the script, it had no horror elements to it. It
No-
was
no
a family
supernatural?
drama. And then he eventually saw the potential for this to be a horror film. Again, you're making your first film out. You want it to be marketable. You want to make yourself marketable.
Yeah.
So he decided to add horror elements to it. But it's just very impressive what this man could do in his first feature out. And it's also very exciting that he's barely getting started. He's barely on his third feature. And I think as a storyteller, he gets better and better every time. I think Midsommar is my personal favorite of his. But Beau's Afraid is something that I walked out wanting to see again and again. I'm still itching to rewatch it because there's so much rewatchability value to that film. All of his films have a lot of rewatchability.
I didn't get Beau's Afraid.
Beau's Afraid blew my fucking mind, man.
Yeah.
It's just so massive.
Yeah.
Like, I had no words after that movie because I was just like, I need to like just kind of like let it marinate.
I guess that's where I'm at right now because I saw it. I was like, okay,
Like
mommy issues.
mommy
It's,
is for
it's
sure.
eerie
to
as
me,
fuck.
it was just a matter of like embodying every fear you could possibly have. Like it
In
was
like the
just-
modern world and like the
Anxieties and but at the same
everything.
time, it's the whole point of Beau's Afraid, and we'll talk about that film, I'm sure, is that it's all fabricated.
right.
His whole life is fabricated. All of life is
It's
fabricated,
like
and
the
yeah.
Truman Show.
it's
but
like it's like a scary Truman
it's,
Show.
it's a very perverse Truman
Yeah.
Show.
What else
Yeah,
was I
it's
thinking,
got a lot to say, man, about society, about the
Yeah.
rich and the poor, and
I got that. So I was
class,
just kind of like,
and
Okay.
yeah, it's and the fact that he, as an entitled kind of rich kid, almost again, his fear was very fabricated by his mom, and when he catches on to that, there's a lot to
and-
say,
and
man.
even for,
There's
Joaquin,
Also,
dude, yeah.
cock monster.
Different-
man.
Cock
Like,
monster, yeah.
different character. that I've
Spoiler
seen him.
alert.
But anyway,
But anyways, yeah, no. So again, I just think as a voice, Ari
Yeah.
Aster's killing right now. You know, guys like him and
Eli
Robert
Roth.
Eggers and
and
Eli
even
Roth.
Jordan Peele, dude. Like,
Jordan Peele for sure. Yeah, Jordan Peele. And those are just the horror guys we're talking about, right? I do think it's living in that space right now, but we're living in the good era, man. We're living in a pretty good era where like you don't have to. There's an oversaturation of bad, but there's definitely not an oversaturation of good. So you have to dig for these
Dig
kind
for
of
it.
gems.
True.
And Ari Aster is definitely a gem. So Hereditary is where it all started. So I'm in at a 9.
At a 9.
You sure?
Un nueve.
Oh man, I'm kind of conflicted. I want to go back and forth between putting this really high up on the list,
Yeah.
but then I also think that there's a lot of areas that maybe had more potential. And
Sure.
I also want to just
By the way, it's important to note resources wise. I don't know what the budget was, but this was one of, I think it was A24's 4th wide release. Before that, A24 wasn't doing big movies. Like
No, I
this.
love
This
A24.
movie really put A24 on the
Yeah.
map, genuinely. So I think that's fair in terms of what
He
it
just
could have done better. Or, you know.
yeah.
This
Like,
whole
budget.
house was built on a fucking soundstage in Utah, man. Like
Really?
this was not a real house. The
Oh, really?
interiors were all soundstage in Utah. 10 million.
$10
Oh
million.
wow, that's pretty cool.
That's cheap.
Yeah, especially for them.
I mean, what else do you need?
and then they instantly got it back opening weekend.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Fucking insane. But I'm sorry, but you're saying that you feel like there's areas where you feel
Yeah,
maybe.
I feel like there's areas for improvement. I feel like as time goes on, we'll be able to kind of talk about it. But I've seen so much growth in him as a filmmaker, and like just from this one to like Midsummer, when it comes to a lot of these subliminal messages and the way he likes to lay out the full tapestry of the film early on, and then it's you rewatching that makes you realize like,
Yeah.
oh, this was all planned and kind of coordinated. I think that he had a lot to explore here and things that he wanted to incorporate in his later works, but I want to give him like an 8.3. I want to say that, you know, did an amazing job with this.
Yeah.
Used a lot of resources, like very interesting camera angles, lighting techniques to add to that kind of like tension. And that tension, what's great about it is that he knows how to build tension from the family dynamic.
Yeah.
But then in the next scene, you keep all that. So something that might be mundane, like
Yeah.
the kids going to school or the mom just working on a model, feels eerie and uncomfortable and unnatural.
It's
So
very intentional. I mean, to the point where like even the music plays a huge factor, right, on maintaining the consistency. But there's music in 80% of the film, which is not common, believe it or not, when it comes to films. But that eerie consistency also I think has to do a lot with the use of music.
the sound design's crazy.
Yeah, the sound design for sure.
The silences were perfect. I like
No,
I like a
even-
good silence.
Even
Very
then,
slow camera movements and like lingering
Intentional.
shots.
You coming from a DP background, do you love the whole inside this creepy house, or you like a little bit more area, more
more space.
space?
No, I think this is a beautiful marriage between the two. It's a marriage between these wide shots that establish everything. Because I think what can be done great in horror is when you make the audience feel like we know everything that's there. So when something new pops up, it makes you feel like that's what's creepy about it. That like we see like the kid's bedroom so many times.
Exactly.
That then when we finally go there and there's something in the corner, it makes it all the more uncomfortable because we've been there so many times. It's supposed to be
Even if it takes you a second, you're like, whoa.
yeah, you're supposed to feel like the
Especially
kid
then.
feels like comfortable and safe.
Yeah.
To then we have this like medium shot, and you can obviously see something's in the corner, and then them like Spider-Manning away. But I think they knew how to use those moments, the wides, but then also the tights to feel claustrophobic, and like a lot of the moments where you have to kind of confront the grief. I think that's a great use of the metaphor throughout the film. Is
Yeah,
like
grief is
when we
definitely-
see, especially like when she's in that group circle, we only really get like one or two wide shots of the group,
Yeah.
and then after that, it's all close-ups and it's on her, and it really puts you in that feeling of like we're just locked in on you. All
Exactly.
eyes are on you. We're listening to your story. We're really connecting with it, and you can't dodge it. Everything she talks about, from like her mother's past leading into her past,
It just keeps getting
it's
worse.
it's so on your face.
Yeah.
Or like when the big accident happens on what is it called, with the pole,
Yeah.
and we're just left lingering on him, and that's a very conscious choice of like, no, he just made that mistake, or this just happened, and now he has to live with that. We can't go anywhere. Time is gonna keep moving as time goes on, so we're just gonna watch and sit with him.
Someone who
Yeah.
doesn't have control over a set like this or over a story like this, someone
Yeah.
who doesn't have control would quickly say, "Oh, we're gonna cut to the head, and we're gonna stay on the head."
Yeah, and
in that very moment, not later when the way he did. We're gonna cut to the head. We're gonna cut to the lifeless body in the backseat, and he knew to stay on Alex.
or you see a lot
Which
of like
was
early
way more. It makes your mind wonder.
Yeah.
This is the
every early 2000s like horror movie where when something tragic happens, like
Yeah, you go for the shock value, right?
You go for the shock, and then you'll just repeat that moment like 3 times
Yeah.
In
from
slow
different
motion,
angles to
yeah.
see
Yeah.
like the head getting chopped off or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But here we see him.
we knew
and
what
it's just-
happened.
It's quiet and so real, right? Like
so we stay on
it's
him.
just him in the car, tearing up. He even thinks about looking in the rear view, but that'll make it real. So he just
And I think we
it
all
cuts back.
I think we could all agree. We all put ourselves in that situation. Like,
Yeah, it's great.
Do I
It really,
gun it?
it
Do I
really
call?
draws
Do
you
I-
in,
And
it's
And
an
yeah, that shot
externalization too of like the choice for him to just go home, go to bed. Nothing I do will make this better. So better she finds out on her own. It's such an externalization
up-
of what everybody feels, right? If you put yourself in that situation, you're like,
what do you do?
you're not going to do that because that's not the proper thing to do, but
No,
you
well,
want to
we
do
don't-
that.
we don't know.
You want to crawl
You're
into a
shocked.
room and, I think that's everybody's internal reaction is the initial thing is probably like, I'm calling the police. I'm going to report this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm
Right.
going to call my mom. But what you really want to do is just put a blanket over yourself and sit there and do nothing.
and just staying on him.
And so I think it's a really impressive externalization
Makes
of
you
an
more rich.
internal emotion that I think everybody would feel, at least initially.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
yeah. I think.
By the way, the DP you asked this earlier. The DP is Oster's DP.
Oh,
he's his
worked
guy.
on he's worked on all the films. With
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It was like.
him. He has an interesting name.
well, I feel like that's good. You can definitely tell that as
Paul
Oster's.
Pagarlassi, disappointed in the choice he made after.
Oh,
Was
whoa.
afraid
How?
because he did Blue Beetle.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you told me that, or something.
Yeah, he was in El Paso when they scouted. He was here with the
Yeah.
director.
Dinero, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
De Niro.
Mm-hmm. What's he upcoming doing? What's he doing?
Oh, God damn.
So what were you saying?
Bam!
That was
I have no
surprising.
idea. We're talking about the DP and how he has DP'd for Ari Aster moving forward.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, Blue Beetle. He sold out. Yeah.
Yeah, sold out on Blue Beetle. Yeah,
I feel like the DP work here.
Oh, he did work on I Feel.
What the hell?
wow,
I
that's
feel.
not freaky at all.
Yeah, what a coincidence. Much like that fire turning back on. Um,
I kind of want to ask Eric, what do you mean like this type of film is getting old? It's gonna get old.
yeah, like when you said
So-
it's ass earlier.
When I said it was butt cheeks, what I meant was
Big old booty
so
cheeks.
when you're going into different genres, there's different rules that you could learn. Like
Right.
Prove it.
a generic one for rom-com is they hate each other, but they have to be in the same situation. But through that situation, they learn each other, and then by the end,
Yeah.
they fall in love.
And
you
then
know?
they fuck.
And then they fuck.
Somewhere along the line, yeah.
They do the raw dogging.
Yeah, but
Yeah, yeah.
But
you learn
in
the rules
horror-
to break them, though.
Exactly. What I feel like Hereditary
Hey,
was.
this is good.
This guy's good.
What I feel like Hereditary was the rules done perfectly. You got the dark house, you have the horrible family, you have the death of the daughter, you have the witchcraft, you have everything that's gonna make a perfect horror film. That's what it does. But then you go into Midsummer, and then you're no longer inside of a dark house. You're out in an open field, but I'm still scared.
Yeah.
You have
all right.
like a female strong antagonist who's actually fucking. You can call her whatever, but you still feel a lot of empathy for her.
Yeah.
You know, and there's all these different things. It's almost like that is kind of what I feel like Hereditary is gonna be outdated. Why? It's not a bad film.
Can
It's
I
not a bad
offer
film.
I see where
a
you're going with
rebuttal? Because everything you're pointing out is extremely fair.
Yeah.
My contention is it's fair for a straight up horror film.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a straight up horror film,
And that's
he
why
never meant it to be. It's
It has
it's
horror
not, it's not
elements.
yeah, it's not meant to always have you feeling scared. It's meant to always have you feeling uneasy.
Yeah.
And I think there's a difference. I think there's a key difference. But you're right. If this were a straight up horror film, it'd be just another cookie cutter generic thing, right? But because it's trying to be so much more than that, it's trying to be a commentary on grief and how far grief can take you and how far
That's where I took it.
how far family traditions can take you and how those two get interlaced and the commentary on what is crazy, is this crazy, because this was long standing way before even the kids, right? This was long standing when the grandmother got involved in this
Yeah.
world.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about because I don't understand that.
Yeah, so I agree. I agree if this were a straight up horror film, but because it's not, because I think I deem it so much more than that. I deem it a commentary on how people deal with this shit.
I can see that.
I think it's using those tropes and saying you're paying attention to this hand, but what's really going on is on this hand.
Is
Can I
this
make a
one?
note?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like what he did was everything you just said. And no, no, I feel like he looked at the horror genre and he looked at the elements that are there and asked the bigger question of like, oh sure, let's say the jump scares work, and let's say the dark room and the slow pans and feeling like you don't have a full scale of everything going on, the POV shots, like those things work, but what does it really do? And I think at the end of the day, they're elements that'll quickly attach an audience member to what's going on in the film. Like I think that's a good horror movie is able to scare you because you start blurring the lines between I'm sitting in my chair and I'm in the movie and I'm
Yeah.
experiencing what they're experiencing.
I'll
And-
just say it.
That's good.
All the horror elements
He's good.
are there just to get the movie funded.
What?
Yeah.
No,
They are.
No, yeah.
They're
So
just
low-key-
there to get the
No,
movie
no,
funded. He's
no.
trying to tell a bigger story, but nobody's going to
Now you
fund
just
the
say
underlying
wrong.
story.
Exactly.
Nobody's going to
But-
fund.
Incorrect
Nobody's going to fund a
notions.
story where you lose somebody and you're going to deal with a $100,000 drama at that point.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to fund that. But if you package it in a horror package, easy sell.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's solely just for marketing. He's a very crafty filmmaker. He knows what he's doing. He's very intentional. But it's his first film.
Exactly.
You know, he's using the horror tropes to sell a movie.
Mhm. But
And they worked.
one thing that makes him a phenomenal filmmaker and
Yeah.
why it's a 7.9 I said 7.9
Yeah,
earlier, right?
You're the lowest one. I
Yeah.
don't know for some reason.
Not an 8, because I feel like 8 are the ones like Midsummer and above, you know. So
That's fair.
Oh
'cause-
man, no, I put
But-
Midsummer higher.
well, for
Oh.
example,
Yeah, no,
just like
no,
8 or
what you
higher.
said
Yeah,
It
yeah.
starts, the
Yeah.
scale
Yeah.
starts at an 8
He
for
said he'd put it at an 8.
We'll do the Midsummer one on the Midsummer
What were you
episode.
saying? You were saying
Man.
No, but not everybody,
Marijuana's not a
especially
drug.
when it comes to horror and comedy, as a filmmaker, not everybody can pull it off, and that is why this is a phenomenal movie. You know, because even you can have all the rules written down, and you can follow them to a T, but sometimes people don't fuck with your vision, And when it comes to Ari Aster, everybody fucks with his vision because he's, like we said, he's the white Michael de la O, just chilling. And then you create movies like that, and you're like, wow, that alone creates a character. It creates a lore, almost like a hero's journey that filmmakers can follow.
Yeah, I agree. And Ari Aster has this weird kind of aura to him now, right? He's obviously made a name for himself in these past 3 films, but he did it in a very unorthodox way.
Yep.
And he's kind of, when filmmakers that we adore are saying like, you gotta break the mold. This is what breaking the mold looks like.
Yeah.
It's using the mold to put the clay pieces on the surface so that somebody can go, a general audience member can go to the movies and be like, shit was fucking creepy. I don't know what it was about, but it made me feel creepy. Yeah. And then when the cinephile will go in there and say, oh shit, this isn't just that first layer that everybody paid money to see. Yeah. It's so much more than that. That's very impressive.
I love movies that are always 50-50. Because I feel like those are the ones that are always ahead of their time.
Yeah, Spielberg has been doing that for years.
Years and years and years. And even Francis Ford Coppola. Yeah. That's why I'm interested to pick your brain on Megalopolis. Yeah. But I wanna watch it first. But even Midsommar, if you go back to track to Midsommar, it was 50-50 when it came out. Yeah. A lot of people were like, man, that movie was weird. I didn't understand it. Sure. But a lot of people got it. You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like Kubrick is a freaking god at that.
Yeah, that's true. You're gonna package a film to make it appeal to the masses, but it's gonna have a lot more to say than what most people are gonna pick up on. Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
What was the last film that made you guys not be able to sleep?
Was it actually?
Yeah, this is the last film I ever watched that really hit all those
not
notes.
Be able to sleep on a scary front.
I guess like nightmares, or you had a weird dream about the film.
I've never been that kind of person. I wish I would. I don't like. No, genuinely.
Tough guy over
no. It has everything to do with me being the asshole that I can't remember my dreams. I never do.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I really don't. And if I do, it's like it must have been really intense. But I don't. Yeah, I maybe something that kept me up, or like I couldn't get
at least.
But no, that is a good question, though.
Seep into my dreams.
Probably Juno.
Oh god.
Are you a father?
That's one diddle you can't undo, home skillet.
I can't get over it.
Mine was Hereditary. Which one was yours?
Damn, honestly,
the Lake Mongo one, maybe.
Yeah,
dude, I slept like a baby that night. I loved it.
That's what
I was cooked, dude.
That's the weed.
That's the weed.
What about you? Nah, you're fucking.
Oh man, it's because it's hard.
It's rom-com.
It's hard to recall, man.
It's because it's so different nowadays what a horror is.
El Paso.
No, it's because it's hard to recall more recent years. When was the last thing I saw that I even dreamt the movie? It's really hard because I'm sure it's happened already, but probably the last thing I saw was like that made an impact was when I was a kid.
Yeah,
and it was a mix between The Howling and
Howling
and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It stuck with me like a lot when I was a kid, and I dreamt it. So I was scared for werewolves for a while and like chainsaws.
Damn,
but. No, like Hereditary. When I saw it because I kept seeing things about Hereditary. Like I even think I saw like a brief teaser or a trailer, and I tried to avoid trailers in general. I remember Head. He was telling me like, "Oh, Hereditary, that looks good." And I saw a trailer, and then it was playing it like a straight up like. Well,
like spooky horror film.
Yeah, spooky. Especially, or like supernatural. Possession or like some shit like that.
And when this film came out, we were just coming out of like the 2010s where
exactly like Conjuring
was,
and
do you
shit
remember,
like that.
They made like 6 Paranormal Activities, and like the first one was like based on a true story, and the next one based on a true story.
Everything was fucking based on a true story.
The Haunting in Massachusetts or whatever. Like there were so many.
Connecticut or some shit.
Oh yeah, the Haunting in Connecticut.
Some fucking like stage from over there.
Yeah, but like we were coming out of so many horror films.
It was saturated.
Had a supernatural
element,
that's
what I'm saying.
And like a ghost would pop out.
No, this was used extremely well, man. And
but like that's what we're getting at because like the trailer played it like that. I was like, no, I'll watch it because I saw Conjuring and I saw whatever films came after Conjuring, and they were like,
and
who gives a shit? Like honestly, I don't know. Like
by the way, the trailer. While we're on the trailer, genius that he didn't invent. He borrowed it from people. Genius. Marketing, because what he decided to do was use Millie Shapiro as the face. She comes out on the first quarter of the film, and then we never see her. I mean, we see her in little
How
bits and
old was
pieces.
she
But,
when they filmed this?
I mean, she must have been 13 or around that age. But
Probably like 15.
That's
but
crazy, like-
my point is, the people who did that were like Psycho, right?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean, like
because like she was gonna be the face of the movie, right? Like,
but she doesn't.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. And then like,
it's a good sleight of hand. It's like, no, check this out. Looks freaky, right? She's gonna be in the whole movie. No, she's not.
Yeah.
She's only there for this much.
oh, funny enough about the poll again. My
Funny enough.
my family, like this was when Redbox was still like a fucking thing. I guess they rented this movie. Oh, it's the Nick's spooky film, and like I saw, I was like, oh, I'll watch. They rented it. I'll watch it. Like, but they started first because I went out with some friends and some shit. I think they started it too late, and they stopped literally at the scene where like
The poll.
the poll.
That's everybody's
Everybody.
checkpoint. If you're out, you're out.
Yeah.
yeah. And it's so
checkpoint.
funny because like I think it was just a coincidence, maybe.
Yeah.
Like now that you guys bring it up, but
You
I
know
remember
what?
it was something around there. But they restarted the film for me because like it wasn't that early or like it wasn't that late in the movie.
Yeah, it was like 20 minutes in or whatever.
And then like I'm watching like, all right, this is gonna be this new spooky. And then I had no idea about A24 at the time. Like I don't know who they
Nobody
were.
did. I mean,
And then,
look, I keep saying this to people. A24 at the time was this indie darling company. It was drama. It was rom-com. It was not horror.
I was thinking of tattooing that
I
shit
mean,
right
Paul Schrader made like First Reformed with A24 at the time. Like, it was not horror. It was not. Ari Aster did that, I think. It was really Ari and about Robert
And
Eggers. He
Robert
did The Witch
Eggers.
with A24, right?
Yeah, because I saw The Witch first.
Yeah.
I think
it came out first. I think it came out in
Witch, pretty good.
2017, right?
maybe.
Maybe.
Anya
The
Taylor.
But yeah, I saw
The
The Witch
VH.
first, and I was impressed with that movie. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, like
Yeah.
this is
Same.
It's
freaky,
different
it's
voice.
different.
It's a different situation. Yeah.
The can.
what?
No, the can.
What can?
That's because he was.
Oh, sorry, I was
No, he's
fidgeting.
trying to type. That's what's happening.
It's not.
It's not typing. Yeah.
It's because the Bluetooth will disconnect. Like if I
Yeah.
don't use it.
A24 has really become a really interesting point of conversation because, man, they're the only company that survived the strikes because they got waivers
Yeah.
because
They were
They're-
willing to work under the
they
conditions.
were willing to work under the conditions of the strikes. They made it through. They're now one of the most successful monetarily studios around.
Academic.
And they did it all independently. They didn't partner up with Warner Brothers. They didn't partner up with Disney. You know, like they did their own thing. It's fucking impressive what
Yeah.
they've been able to do,
Yeah.
man. And now, telling bigger scale stories. I think their most expensive film to date was that Civil War film, which I heard didn't do well.
Oh, that was them.
That was them. That was
Yeah.
A24.
But maybe you
A24.
have to be a
what?
journalist to really like.
I don't know what was Bo's Afraid A24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that shit was massive. I mean,
Well, they also did The Whale, lower budget, but
Right.
it really revitalized. I don't want to say like.
What about
it-
Green Knight?
Fraser.
Didn't they do like Green
oh
Knight?
yeah, Green Knight was a big deal. Dev Patel, right?
I haven't seen it, but I
seen it
heard
either, but
good
it
things
was-
about it.
It was a big
there
moneymaker for
was
them.
oh, fuck! I think they're one of
I was afraid was A24.
It was A24.
it was a
for
Robert
sure.
Eggers film, Northman. It was also a very
Oh,
big
yeah, yeah.
one.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
telling you,
I saw
Robert
that one.
Eggers and
That one's really
Ari
good.
Aster, man, they put this company on their back and made some good shit.
The Lighthouse
And
too.
it creates a space for newer, exciting filmmakers to come to a company like A24 and say, "Yo, we got something to say." It's so cool, man. The studio system is not doing that anymore.
What's another close studio that's kind of close to
Neon right now.
Neon.
I've seen a couple
Neon
Neons.
for sure. Neon did Parasite.
Blumhouse?
Long legs, I
Blumhouse.
think.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah.
Neon did Parasite.
Blumhouse is up
It
there.
did Parasite.
Yeah,
Blumhouse for sure.
Blumhouse is up there, but Blumhouse has a deal with Universal. I mean, they're still
Yeah.
within the studio system.
Yeah, I mean they made the
Jason
new.
Blum is in for it for the money, man. Like he's very like original. Don't get me wrong. Like as a producer, he's very impressive in what he does. But he's kind of the Jerry.
Jerry Lewis.
No, what's the
Jerry
producer?
Jerry Edgers.
The Transformers guy.
Oh, he's the Michael Bay of horror films.
He is
I guess.
producer though.
Producing
Yeah,
wise.
yeah. his-
Because they did Blumhouse has done like what like the new Halloween
No,
movies.
Jerry
Jerry
Bruckheimer. Jerry Bruckheimer. He's the Jerry Bruckheimer of horror.
yeah. That's more Tom Cruise type of shit.
Yeah, he's the Jerry Bruckheimer of horror.
Bad Boys.
Like for instance, Blumhouse, though they'll take risks on the original stories. They're the people who did Megan. You know what I mean? Like they're still gonna
Yeah.
make money.
No, they,
you know,
they
they're
have some
still in
shit.
for it
They
for
have some
money.
shitters and like they have some
Yeah,
good ones, like fun ones. You know,
Yeah.
they're like the fun, easy
Problemista.
popcorn horror films.
The
Yeah.
zone of interest. Oh,
Zone of
Iron
interest.
Claw.
Shitty food. I mean,
Wait, what company is this?
Hey,
the idea
A24.
was it's dark.
Wait,
but
they did
the film
Iron
is-
Claw. Yeah, that was
Iron
really
Claw.
good.
That was pretty good.
I
That was pretty
loved
good. Past Lives.
Past
I'm
Lives.
telling you, man. So I love about A24. They're not. Everybody knows them as the horror company. They're not just the horror company.
No,
But you
when
know
look at
why,
their
right?
catalog-
Fucking Past Lives, The
After
Whale.
Sun,
They're
yo.
so good, man. They did all the Ty West films, the trilogy,
Bodies,
Pearl.
get outta here.
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
I heard it's
I
really
liked
good.
it.
Everything
man.
Everywhere All at
I
Once,
don't
Academy
like,
Award-winning picture. Like
Marcel the Shell.
Marcel
Marcel
the
the
Shell.
Shell.
What's the
that
big
one.
guy's
I want to
character?
see that
I
one.
work with the
Yeah.
locations manager of Marcel the
Yeah,
Shell.
man.
Is it not with,
The guy who killed himself?
A24 is massively impressive right now.
Pete
Pete
or-
Davidson?
They're
Yeah.
easily like
Yeah, he's
Minari.
He's
Bodies,
alright.
Bodies,
but,
Bodies.
I thought the movie was
Uncut
funny.
Gems.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
did Uncut Gems, yeah.
Waves,
I'm
The
sorry.
Lighthouse.
I just
Um,
don't like
You haven't
it.
seen it?
The Lighthouse?
He's not
The
dead with all that
Lighthouse.
blood.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
I'll just say that.
I will say this though, Under the Silver Lake.
Under
Under
the
the
Silver-
Silver Lake. for
Climax.
A24 is to our generation what United Artists were to the 70s and to the 60s.
Oh.
And
Fun little
mind you,
fact.
United Artists was started by Charlie Chaplin and Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks, but it ended because it went bankrupt because they took a risk on a Heaven's Gate and it bankrupted them. But they were giving the Coppolas of the world a chance. They were giving the Scorsese's of the world, the De Palmas a chance. You know,
Where
like
did Megalopolis
Megalopolis was independent. It's still independent.
independent,
Yeah.
but who
Yeah.
distributed it though?
Nobody.
What do you mean?
No, wasn't Lionsgate in the street?
No, they.
It's all from his own
it's
money.
all from
Yeah.
Coppola's pocket.
He mortgaged his house
Yeah.
and
No, I know that.
sold.
He
Sold
sold
his
it.
wines or whatever.
IMAX,
Yeah.
like
IMAX kind of backed it,
Yeah.
but they.
There we go, like something like
Oh,
God.
that's why it's
It
like.
insists upon itself.
That's a huge risk.
No, I don't think it does. I just think it's a mess. But
It insists upon itself. That's literally a line from the movie.
Bless you.
you said,
Yeah.
like the 70s, 80s.
yeah, well, 60s, 60s, 70s, 60s, 70s. 80s is when it went bankrupt. 60s, 70s is where it really became like these indie original voice kind of situations.
Tying it back.
What
Yeah.
about horror documentaries? Do you guys
Horror documentaries?
Like
Oh,
what?
are you talking about like
Blair
found
Witch?
footage?
No.
more so
No,
like
those are found footage.
Oh, like Ghostbusters.
Blair Witch?
like Ghostbusters?
Oh God,
No, more like
That's a
have you
found
guys heard of Demon House?
no.
No? So apparently in Gary, Indiana, there's an actual possessed house that every time somebody goes inside, something goes up with them when they leave. Like even if you take a single step inside. And this guy who makes all these different horror films, he shot there. He decided to just go ballsy and film something over there. A lot of the people that he interviewed end up committing suicide, killing somebody, doing things
House.
like that, burning the whole place down. Yeah. 20. Yeah.
Oddly enough, Ari Aster did not want to be that ballsy. I've seen this poster.
I've seen the poster.
Zach Baggins.
Ari Aster, even for the symbol, right? The symbol is the actual symbol of one of the many symbols of Satan's, right?
The one.
But the difference is that it has the figures on the top. It
They're
has
like three
instead of
heads.
4. The 4 is the real one. The 3 is not. So because he didn't want to pose that on the crew, because The
Just in case.
Exorcist, Rosemary's
What,
Baby.
superstition?
Yeah. He didn't want there to be a curse on the film, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
superstition.
yeah. Yeah. Wow.
We know about curses on films.
Dude.
Oh yeah, fucking
Yeah.
Can't go home again.
Yeah.
no.
Sure.
No. Anyways, yeah. So he didn't want that. So the symbols, any satanic kind of specifics were skewed.
Altered.
Yeah, so that it wouldn't pose a curse on the film, like The Conjuring and The Exorcist, and
Can we talk about the performances?
I was
Please,
gonna say, like,
yeah.
to bring it on back, like
Hell yeah.
Castro. A lot of this, I'd say, is very
Talking about this logo?
reactionary.
A lot of what?
It's very quiet. Like, I mean, it's sure, it's the way the actor delivers the lines in a lot of these moments that's really powerful. But I think the more powerful moments are the reactions, the sitting in the seat, the very quiet moments where we're just looking at them.
this is face acting.
Yeah, a lot of fake.
How did you feel about all these performances? Who do you think is the standout?
Obviously, what's her name? Tony
Collette.
Collette as Annie. I think, man, she's the core to this film, right? She's going through grief. Man, that what was it? The kitchen scene?
Yeah, that could you see.
I think that defines her performance in this one, man. I mean, she goes all out that you can feel
Yeah.
The dining room?
the
Yeah,
dining
they're
room,
having
the kitchen
dinner. Where
scene,
they're
yeah.
having dinner. Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, we've
The-
all been in our moment in our life where we we thought we pissed off our mom that bad, and
And they snap at you like that.
that's our worst fear,
Yeah.
right? Like not only like snapping at you, but just telling the real truth, right? As
Yeah.
a kid, you don't want to hear that.
Yeah, for sure.
And she just did a masterful job as this lady going through grief, right?
Yeah.
Trying to explain it to herself, trying to go through meanings, and I think
Yeah.
she just
I'm sure it brought a lot of like flashbacks to a lot of people when like the way like that happened like in
Oh,
family
yeah,
dinners.
where
Like
you-
I was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck.
That's part of the reason why I'm telling you guys there's nothing supernatural happening in that scene.
exactly. It's just
all
her.
about the family dynamic.
The family
post
dynamics.
This death, or post this set of deaths. Because the film opens with the first death, which is the grandmother,
Yeah.
which is almost the most important one, the most important
She's
death.
the antagonist,
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
No, but
actually.
it goes through the different types of grief and the different
exactly.
types of like emotional concerns. Like I think a big one is that line that she delivers at the beginning of the film. Like, shouldn't I be more sad? Like, shouldn't I be doing something?
Yeah,
like,
and even
it's
in the
this-
support group, she
Oh,
talks
yeah,
about
yeah.
how like we were basically estranged. I took her in, and then we didn't talk, and then we did talk, and then we didn't talk, and then my kids.
But
I
that's
didn't
just
want-
the shell right
yeah,
there.
but it was just explaining this whole dynamic of like
Very
I didn't
dysfunctional.
lose my mom. Like she died. I didn't lose her.
And, and
Like,
a
She
lot of-
never had
She
her.
never
a
had her,
mom.
yeah.
Yeah, and the whole thing of like, should I be reacting more? Should I be
Yeah.
doing more? And
Nah, man, I go through that a lot, especially when it comes to death. I'm not like the most like reactive person when it comes to death, and it scares me.
Same with me.
It
Same
scares
with me,
the
man.
shit out of me, man.
but you know, it's also like to show it's a protective thing. Like she is constantly feeling like
She didn't want that lifestyle. That's why she was against her mom. She didn't want that life for her kids. She has a very sane, normal, mundane husband.
What did she say that I kept my boy, but I gave her the
Yeah,
girl?
such an important line.
Yeah.
Such a great line.
because
Like,
the mom was so dead set, and we find out it's because of the
Oh
cult.
yeah! Oh my god!
Yeah,
plot.
the cult was like, we needed a male, and it's in one of the books. So she was like,
Wow.
I'm not going to give you my firstborn. I'm going to give you my
and
son.
she's aware. There's no shock. She knows what her mom's into. She doesn't know to what capacity,
Okay, I was gonna
but
say.
she knows that she wanted to get away from her mom. That part of it is not a surprise. She knew she wanted a sane, normal lifestyle for her family. You know,
Yeah.
and you see that. I think you see that the most through the dad character. The dad character had no fault in this.
No.
he had no fault.
He was a fucking victim in
yeah,
this
he
shit.
was a victim in this shit, but he
Even-
also didn't know to what capacity.
I
Right?
mean, he was at fault for.
For what?
For what? He was trying to keep his family
Look, man,
together.
I think I just get to this. When you're in a marriage, you gotta just believe to the 100%.
Oh, I don't know about
No,
that.
but he
Like,
also-
But
like-
when his kid is in danger and the kid is seeing
and plus,
it,
like you're in extraordinary events because, like,
Yeah.
his first concern is his kid. He broke his
exactly.
nose, and the mom,
No,
and then
for
you see
sure.
your wife acting erratic.
Even earlier
there's
on,
a
the
corpse
dad,
in the fucking ceiling.
That's
like,
true.
I'm
You
like,
are
fuck
supposed to
that
believe.
shit.
You're supposed to believe. But if your wife comes up and says, "We're gonna do a satanic ritual really quick," I just want you guys to see that I can talk to the kid.
Yeah.
You're gonna stick around for that?
Fuck
If
that.
your wife is pleading to you,
No.
if my mom is pleading
Yeah.
to me, I'm gonna be like,
Yes.
no,
No,
but that's why-
I'm gonna be like,
But
okay,
to
that's
what
why
level?
the son was like, okay, my mom's asking. But
Yeah.
the husband's like,
Exactly.
look at the pain you're putting our son
Yeah.
through. And
yeah.
there's
that's
that,
what I love
yeah.
about it.
there's
'cause
the
it's-
different
it's
levels
who's
because
right.
and I think that's great. It also talks about like, you know, who do you console when they're grieving? Like
Yeah.
they're
That's the
both
big,
they're
big-
both grieving,
Yeah.
but do I side with my wife
Yeah,
or
right
do
now
I
the kid's
side
more
with,
important.
you know, the kid?
Was the
Yeah.
kid?
Yeah, but
He's got
even
more
like the
life to
husband
live.
in the dining room scene stays quiet. Like he just doesn't want anybody to do
Yeah.
anything, and that's why she ends up getting upset. Like nobody admits to anything, and it's like I don't know what to do until he feels that
I
the
gotta
son's
protect
in
my
more
kid.
danger.
Yeah, I gotta protect
Yeah.
my kid. I mean, then again, even in the support group, she says, "Until my husband implemented a no contact rule with the mom." That doesn't come lightly. There must have been something
Yeah,
that
I was like,
happened,
whoa.
and again on the surface level, it's like, oh, they just don't get along. She always gets upset.
Yeah, but the no
But,
contact is a little
then
bit
you know
more-
what the grandma's into, and it's like,
Yeah. makes
yo,
sense.
I don't want that around my family. You don't want that around our family. No contact.
But
We're
you
not going to
think
get
that the
involved in
mother
that
knew,
world.
or
I think so.
Nah,
Yeah,
dude, I think she
I'm-
was
Dude, I
just
think
shocked
like it's
when
like
she
you
saw
said.
it.
I think it's like you say. She knew to a certain extent,
Yeah.
but to not to that route where she had a following,
Yeah.
a cult.
I'll
and-
say this much: if I were to make a prequel of this to follow the grandmother's kind of, leading up to this point, I'd say that she's a teenage girl who gets to. It's almost like a religious mother, right? You know what they're into. You know it's weird. You don't really want to be a part of it, but you know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know that your mom's bringing over people from church and whatever.
Right.
But if you don't see a cross in the room and you see an upside down cross in the room, maybe you start asking yourself some questions.
right, exactly.
I think she knew. I think Toni Collette's character knew. all
Yeah,
along.
and it's very like in those more strict like religious families where
Yeah.
like kids you're separating your kids from you because of your crazy beliefs.
What if it's a commentary on that? That's just showing the complete opposite as an example, as a commentary on like religion does this shit too. It does it extremely well.
Yeah.
It divides families. For people who don't believe in the household, like even the whole demonstration of like the pad, right, the drawing pad. Christians, Catholics, they have those types of situations too, where like whoever doesn't want to be involved in that and gets freaked out by it, it's like, yo, I don't want to see this. It's the same thing. It could very well be a commentary on like religion does this too. It's not just Satanism or whatever.
It's not just random cults.
And cults and Satanism by definition, it is a religion. You know what I'm saying? So it is following. This is to an extreme to prove a point, but. That could be a commentary on religion. I think that's pretty cool.
Did we just get
because there's lots of families broken up by like say Jehovah's Witnesses, even Christianity, like everything.
There's extremists on both parts. It's important to note. But again, I think this is taking it to the point of like, hey, dude, I mean, wow, this just kind of hit me. Grief. When you're grieving, a lot of people find religion, and that's their comfort. Yeah. And to what extent? Yeah. You know, how much does it change your life? Well, in this scenario, it's grief. Found this religion. How far am I willing to go? Like the Joan character. The Joan character is so crucial for this because she's saying, it worked for me. It was a spiritual moment. I talked to my grandchild, and it's this beautiful thing.
In religion, it's what the consolence is that they're not really dead. They're still here, but they're in a different form. And in Christianity, we have this idea of like, well, they're in heaven now, so they're at peace. But in this religious aspect, it's like, oh, the spirit's still there. They can't die. Like they're there, but now they're around us.
They have transcended or some shit.
It's that constant, like the waves of the spirit flowing around and trying to get into the body.
And again, it's such a long burn because Charlie's character, I don't know if you guys missed this, but I picked up on it at the screening. Charlie's character, obviously very, very attached to the grandma. Very attached. Well, the grandma was able to instill this darkness to her. One of the biggest criticisms of the film is, if Charlie knew she's allergic to peanuts, why the fuck did she saw the peanuts? She saw the cake. She saw
the peanuts?
Yeah, of course she saw the peanuts. They're cutting it right in front of her.
But we didn't get a picture of her like.
She was Alex Wolf's character was saying like, go get a cake. You just stand there. They'll give it to you. It's right there. It's all right there.
It's a kid.
Nah, I don't think. But well, hold on. The underlying thing that Ari Aster talks about is like, there's an evil spirit telling her to do something to place harm to herself. That's the whole point of this ritual. That's the whole point of her innocence. There's an evil spirit telling her, go for the cake. Like, go hurt yourself. Go kill yourself. Because you will be... Because the spirit was implementing a darkness in her since she was a baby.
Y'all believe that?
Low key, yeah.
Like,
I agree.
You don't remember, what is it called? The moments earlier when Charlie was walking into the area, like the main, I guess,
Party?
front yard. No, the front yard. And she's always seeing like the grandma, and then
fire.
Also she's really attached to that tree house, which ends up becoming like a temple for them. Like all that is meant to indicate that she's constantly being drawn towards that evil.
The darkness.
And
at this point, Payment is already inside Charlie. It's just that Payment needed
a female.
It's a
They
female.
Needed
they needed a male host.
And this is where this comes in. This is why it's important that they bring up the brother's suicide. He was 16, schizophrenic, and blames the suicide note the mom for putting this many bodies in him.
Oh, no details.
He was gonna be a host for Payment, her brother.
Yeah, I do remember those.
His name was Charles.
Yeah.
The girl's name was Charlie. So the grandmother always
there's
had
a line that the
here.
grandma named Charlie.
Yeah. So there's this whole
there's
underground.
There's lots of foreshadowing. There's lots of like they're drawn. It's all leading up to this. Even it took how many years?
Why was the little girl so obsessed with decapitation?
But that's more assumed then, right? Because we don't see it in the film. We don't visually see it.
Yeah,
it's right in front of you.
It's all subtext.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Even before then, why is she so obsessed with decapitation? The little girl.
Yeah, it's like
foreshadowing all of the 3 decapitations. It's the grandmother, the mother, and
they're putting
herself.
It's like in a video game, you have to follow the markers.
Yeah,
but like they're invisible. Like she doesn't know what she's doing in reality.
It's like, you're right.
Do you have any control over your destiny? Like that's her destiny, basically.
And even if she didn't see it, right? even if she didn't see the peanuts or the whatever the walnuts, whatever they were, the evil demon is telling her, "Go for the cake." Okay, I want cake. I'm a kid.
We're also
Is
shown.
that,
have
just
to
the
know.
kid, is that just the kid wanting cake?
No, we're also
Yes,
shown.
but even if that's the case, the demon is the one telling her, "Go for cake." The cake is evil. It's gonna kill you.
And
Just
there
go eat
was
the
no
cake.
reason for her to also
yeah,
stick
yeah,
her
you
head
guys are
out of the
pushing it.
Right.
window.
Well,
No.
she was trying to breathe.
Also, we're
Right, but,
shown
like-
later on that this demon, whatever it is has the ability that whether or not you have an allergy, they can constrict your breathing.
Right.
Like the way that he's smoking weed with his friends, he's like, I
Yeah.
feel like my throat's closing.
Yeah.
That
Oh.
just shows that he's like,
And
he doesn't even have to be allergic. There's
the
something
part
that
that he
controls him.
breaks his nose.
Yeah.
Like when he raises his hand, he's
No, yeah, but that one
He's
makes
being
more
like
sense.
He's being hanged.
hanged. Yeah. Yeah. The other side of that too is when he's smoking weed under the bleachers. There's a perfect crown over his head,
Oh, I didn't know that.
foreshadowing. Yeah. There's. I don't know if you want to bring it up, but there's a perfect crown.
Oh,
like-
that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
again,
like a shadow
foreshadowing.
or something like.
It's like part of the bleacher. But he's yeah.
Also-
and one of the friends.
well, I definitely got to see it again.
one of the
man. This is
friends. One of the
crazy.
friends in the under the bleachers is one of the cultists.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I mean, again, how
Fuck.
How do you
much?
know?
Well,
You
you
see
have
him
to
later
notice him in the background.
In
Yeah,
the background?
yeah, yeah.
Because like the obvious ones is the ones from the first funeral, like that dude who's like creepily smiling.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He was,
yeah,
he
that
was
guy.
one of the naked people,
big guy,
and
yeah.
like
Also,
I don't know if we'll find it there.
that interesting use of like the triangle.
Oh, there you go. That might be.
wait, what?
Oh, okay,
he
that
has
guy.
like the writing on him.
Well, no. Look at above Alex. Or I keep forgetting his name. Look.
Oh, like that little bit of light.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yes.
That's 100% intentional.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's intentional.
When you go
the
into
guy in the
the-
bun is the one that's a cultist, by the way. You see him later.
That's so unique.
Oh, it might be down there, by the way.
That's so unique.
Yeah, there he is. There's the bun. There's
Wait,
the guy.
go back
That's
to the
guy.
friend.
The guy with the bun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tell me, man. How
That's
embedded
fucking
is
crazy.
this?
How do you give it a 7.9 then, bro?
Yeah, there's a lot of that. That's why this screening, I was like,
That's good.
there's more. There's more.
No, and
Yeah.
then what are they called?
At first, you're just like, there's a bunch of weird fucking naked dudes,
And,
man.
and you know what? That's where I think Aster's films get really divided. And I was talking to a friend
I
recently.
can't make that out.
Is it the pandemonium line?
No, but it's
Is this Hank Honk or something? I don't know.
Hank?
All you Hank.
I don't
Dundum.
know.
Oh, you think?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if it's what's the
Wait, what was the name
It's
of
not
the
the-
payment?
No, it's not the thing that was like written on the wall.
That's why the pandemonium, locust pandemonium.
I saw that
Oh,
too.
It might
it
be.
says thanks, Grandma.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh shit!
Thanks, Grandma. Holy shit.
Grandmom.
Grandma, yeah.
Grandmom.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Telling you, man. Ari Aster
That's
knows his
good.
movie.
And also,
Shit.
one thing I wanted
For
to
his
point
first
out,
film?
like, did you guys ever feel like when you're watching the movie, it's like everyone else around the family, like they're not actually even there. Like, no matter how many people there in the scene, it always feels like they're isolated. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
is obviously because they're going through their own thing. But
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like the characters are almost like NPCs.
It's a very good
It-
depiction of
they
grief.
feel
man.
very
I mean,
NPC, like,
Everybody's
they're not-
grieving.
It's
they're
almost
not-
like it almost makes it feel like it's a simulation.
Yeah.
Like it's like no matter what
Whoa,
you're gonna do.
dude, the fucking models, right? We
Well,
haven't talked
the-
about the models.
Well, oh right,
Oh,
right,
that's a
right,
big
right.
aspect of it.
Yeah,
I mean, part of the reason why they built the house on the soundstage is so they could take out walls
Yeah.
to shoot it the way Ari Aster wanted to shoot it to make it feel like a model.
Like a model.
Right. That was why we're hopping back and forth. And in these models, you see the grandma. You see how even if the mom didn't want to be involved, man, this supernatural element of she's always constantly thinking about it. She's leaning into the darkness. She's seeing her dead mom present in the room when she's dead already.
And even Charlie.
And Charlie. That's so good, man. The model thing, I honestly hadn't even remembered it from last time I screened it. This time around, it really hit me that the use
It's
of
like
models.
the
in this.
manipulation of like everything. It's pretty cool.
It's also a cool indication to where there was always a plan.
Yeah,
Right,
this was
models are
planned
for
for
planning.
how many years? Like,
So cool.
Oh, and
Like-
also,
That's good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Also,
what's
just
up?
while we're on the model conversation, when she gets the call, when she smashes the fucking model, when she gets the call from the gallery, that's Ari Aster's voice.
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Fun
These
fact.
fucking directors always got to beat.
Get a camera.
I was gonna say also it's a very interesting take or a very interesting phrasing when the husband comes in and sees the model of like the time that Charlie died.
Oh,
And was saying like, oh, like what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, why would
Don't
you
let
do
him
that?
see that.
Yeah, and she's like, what do you mean? This is an objective view
A
of what
neutral-
happened. You know, it's a neutral
good
view.
line.
And I mean,
I was like, whoa.
in a way, like every ritual, everything that's done, even all these ceremonies and stuff like that, they're all meant to be these very objective views. Like, oh, well, this is just how you talk to them, and you just listen, follow this paper, say these things, and it's this objective view of like, if you really look at it, like when people die, the objective view is just they were living and then they're not. But it's us that adds all the emotionality into it.
I
It's
think
all us that
the most interesting character is Annie because Peter's the victim. Peter's
he is the
right?
victim.
But Annie's character is constantly battling between the good and the bad. She may mean well. She may have wanted a good thing for her family, but the grief is going to just drag her down and lead her into the dark kind of situations. But her character, I think at first glance is like, this bitch is crazy. But she's so layered. She's constantly trying to battle the traditions of her,
The consequences.
and the consequences of her mom's actions. And yeah, man, there's so much
She's
to
so
say
layered,
about that
man,
character. And I think the models, they're her models. They're her voice in a way. You know, it's her expression.
Even I know this is stupid, but I kind of like that shot where it goes through the grass.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the model,
Absolutely.
There's no other side.
Everything,
Yeah.
even the
like
introduction of the shot, like
that was completely intentional on the DP front. That's why they built the set. The set builder was constantly working with the model builder. They had to be exact. Constantly, they had to be exact. And Ari Aster always wanted for that juxtaposition to exist.
Damn, 3
yeah,
movies.
and then like it ends by zooming in.
first.
But like it begins with with the model, right? And then it zooms in,
and then
and
that
then you're
becomes
there.
a real room.
and like it ends with
That's-
zooming out, and then it's a model.
And think about
It's
this
really
for a
cool.
second.
It's
It's like a circle.
Full
There's
circle.
no model of the treehouse.
I like
No, yeah, there is.
Is
At the
there?
very end. The very end. Well, I mean, it looks like a model.
Well, I don't think so.
When it zooms out and it's
Yeah.
Maybe
it's tiny
it's a
little
bookend. It's a bookend.
and
Okay.
it's like
But
it's like closing the book.
Yeah, but the treehouse is almost like again not by design, or at least we don't ever see it before that.
The treehouse?
Yeah, because it's not. It was built for kids for something innocent, so it was never part of the plan. It was never part of the other models until at the very end
I
we
see what you're
discovered
saying.
it was
Like,
always.
that's the model right there.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right. But again, we never
wasn't
saw
a
that.
model.
No, but
No,
think
no,
about it.
but it's supposed
Missing
to
the
make
wall.
it look.
We're zooming out. It is a model.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't get that when I first saw it. I was like, whoa, that's a weird shot.
Wow.
But that's a model.
It's like full circle because it begins by zooming in and you're inside the model.
Yeah.
And now you're
It's a
coming out.
bookend. It
Or
is a
this.
bookend.
Yeah,
I didn't
bookend.
realize
Either
that.
way, this
It's a
is-
circle. By the way, speaking of that, the production designer wanted a lot of squares and triangles to be prominent in the scenes in the set design. The reason for that is they wanted for sacred shapes to be a thing.
Forsaken shapes.
Sacred shapes.
Sacred
symbols.
shapes.
Sacred.
Okay.
Sacred. That was their Gracian.
She worked on Past Lives.
Oh, and beef.
One
Love
nomination, one win.
And
And
beef.
beef.
Very cool. Oh, that feels right.
And
All of
Brutus.
that tracks.
Hell
All of
yeah.
that tracks.
First Reform, that's actually pretty good.
Fuck
too.
Oh, I noticed a bunch of triangles, and you noticed that there's more and more triangles around. What's the boy's character's name?
Peter?
Peter. There's a lot more around Peter towards the end, especially like after he breaks his nose. I love how you look at the bandage, and the bandage makes a little
triangle.
like triangle with his nose and all that. Like
Why?
now it's just
Why after? There's just 3 of them left.
yeah.
Right after
Get
the
the
sister.
fuck outta here, bro.
After the sister
For real?
passes away, yeah, it's just the mom, the dad, and him. That's the
Yeah,
family
and then
dynamic now. That's
the
the
symbol
triangle.
is 3 too.
Have you heard
Well,
of my bad. Have you guys heard of like geometry blocking in filming?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
of course he has.
If you haven't.
No.
Usually, like, just to get a quick gist of it, they say that circles are more safe zones. So you'll get a lot of like
There's more
scenes where people
comfort
are.
in those scenes.
Yeah, there's a lot more comfort, like you said. Squares are more boxed in, such as like frames within frames are really great examples of that, and triangles become more confrontational. All when it comes down to blocking.
Yeah,
And-
the Spider-Man pointing thing, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
it's like a triangle.
So with that being said, I mean, Ari knows what he's doing,
Yeah.
dude. There's
Oh,
a reason
yeah,
why
you
he's.
see a lot of the. There's even times where you'll see the frame isn't directly dead center on like the mom when she's walking through a place. Like they'll be in the home and then they're off to the side, but it's to get a lot of more of those like boxed in
Yeah.
frames where they all have to deal with each other now.
Nice.
Phenomenal stuff.
I feel like that blocking comes across magnificently, and there's something about Aster just with this film that every little bit and piece is intentional, and that's I think where it rates so high cinema wise is that you see a lot of the merit and intentionality, and I think a lot of that he takes into his other films, and it keeps growing. Like there's nothing that these all are great examples of like the early Aster experimenting with a lot of concepts, seeing how they're all going to play for a feature. But I mean, when you look at Both Afraid, a lot of the elements are still there.
You can't name very many filmmakers in general as a whole who have had this much of a developed voice this early out.
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing, man.
No,
I'm really liking this guy.
no, not yet. But again, it's very impressive, man. It's very impressive what he's able to do.
I agree.
Rating changes.
Rating changes.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys are gonna hate this. I'm keeping it at 7.9.
That's fair.
That's fair.
As long as you didn't go
I
low.
hate
That's
that.
fair, but I hate you.
I kind of.
Because like everything that we talked about, even when it comes down to the geometry, triangles are a dangerous space, and we see triangles in dangerous situations here. But have you ever seen one of his movies where he makes triangles feel safe or circles feel dangerous?
Ooh,
So that is what I'm looking at. Like once it break that threshold, those go into the 8s. Like for me, 2001: A Space Odyssey for its time, it was freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Broke way too many boundaries, but 7.9 is
No,
like
that's a good explanation for that.
I get.
Awesome.
Same
Same.
thing.
I'm at a 9.
Same
as well.
thing. Same thing.
Anybody else?
I feel like I need more time to think
Same,
about it.
I'm
Like
at an
even though we
8.5.
did a one watch through and I've seen it before, I feel like there's so much that I'm not picking up on, and there's so much that's still there. And I love the fact that the movie's able to do that. It just
I honestly think this is my personal experience. I honestly think you start picking up on it when you stop seeing it as a horror film
oh for sure.
and you just start seeing it as a film.
And
You
I
start
have to
seeing
see
it
it
as
again.
this family drama. Genuinely, you start seeing all the intentionality behind it, because usually, and I speak from experience, people aren't paying attention to your dialogue. They're paying attention to what's going on around the dialogue, and then if it's interesting enough, obviously they will. But
Yeah.
you start losing track, and you want to get out of this situation, so you're looking for a way out.
True.
And as you're looking for a way out, you're looking at everything else in the frame, and you're like, why is that there? Why is that there? Oh, okay. So you start being a little more observant.
everything
And I
brings
think
you
the
back to
horror
the
genre-
dialogue if it's in
And then the horror, you're just looking for the scares. You're
Yeah,
expecting
and
the
no,
scares.
and
You're
you're,
already
you're always
concerned.
trying to be like,
Yeah. Oh, I found it.
you're always trying to like look around the corner. Like I think it's great that as scary as the moment is, when you see like I know you're freaked out. You see the mom in the corner, Spider-Manning it up.
Yeah.
That's scary, but again, it's scary, but it's not meant to jump scare you and be a cheap thrill. It's just meant to scare you for
True.
the fact that
It
it's
genuinely
You know
is
what-
like when you see a Spider-Man. When you see a spider and you're just looking at the wall,
Yeah,
and
that's a
then
pretty good way. Hey,
oh shit, do I move?
Or it's just
Wait,
it's almost like same. They use this technique like when the mom sees the grandma, like I guess just in the darkness.
Yeah.
Like if you stare in the darkness like long enough,
Yeah,
you're gonna see something,
Yeah.
or your mind tricks you to
you know
see
which one I
something.
really,
And
really
I
love?
think that's what like really
My
freaked
bad.
me out, like in this film. Like it's just
That's
the
why,
fact.
like, I
Making you like,
understand
am
we
I
all
seeing it?
Yeah, like am I
laughed.
imagining
Yeah.
it, or is it like
We
I don't
all
know.
laughed when like the body floats over to the treehouse and shit like that.
Oh, no,
But I think it's again when you stop seeing it as a horror film, it's not trying to make you feel ooh ghost. It's meant to make you feel like this shit's happening. Like now you've entered this supernatural side of the world.
Right.
And
It's almost like I won't believe it until I see it, and like
Right.
you're seeing it.
yeah, because
yeah, and that's not how you imagined it in your head, because that's
No.
how a horror film will make you think it is. It's just how it naturally will happen. Like whenever you see like a demon, and it's not your typical like or somebody who's possessed or stuff like that, and you see like the hanging shit that he did with his hand, like that's not typical demon behavior as other movies have done it. That's like, oh no, this is real. This feels real. So I think, however, we're imagining a headless body floating
Right.
into the. It's not. We
not gonna
can't even determine that. We don't
crawl,
live in this world enough to know.
But
how,
it's also like
you know.
very uncanny valley.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's-
yeah.
You know which
Yeah.
one I'm a big sucker for is the one where she's running after the kid and he goes upstairs
into the
and in
attic.
the attic and she's
With
Oh,
the
yeah.
the music
Oh, where
and
you
he
think
made it more. I was like,
Dude.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good.
And it's also
crazy.
like she's like teleporting at this point. I think.
The
It's like she was at a
contrast?
corner, and all of a
What
sudden
is
she's
these
like,
Austrian
whoa.
attics too, man? Every film, all three of the films have an attic.
Maybe like
What
his
was the
mom
other-
Maybe he got
slapped him
touched
he
And
went
the
in
third
there.
one has a cock right there.
No, wait, but what
It
was
does. What's in the attic
Okay,
in Bones
I'm just
Grave?
saying, what if he got touched in an attic?
No, but like, where was the attic in
I'm
Midsummer
over that.
though?
The buildings, all of the buildings, like they have that upper. I mean, it's not a finished attic, but they have the upper section of the building.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
in Midsommar, that's where they like. I think it's where they sleep. No, like or
No. They do have the
No.
first floor where they
Okay,
sleep, but
well,
the other.
then-
You mean the temple where they burn everyone in there?
Well, no. The music temple, for instance.
Oh, I
They
see what
have
you're
that
saying.
upper section.
Yeah.
Music temple. What?
The,
I remember that.
I don't want to say it. Don't make me say it.
Don't say
The
it.
Oracle.
Don't
Oh,
say
the
it.
fucking.
No, the music, the writer of the music, the composer,
Oh, I don't remember how like that building looked like. That's why I was like, "Where's the attic in that one?"
like that's one of them. But also like the parents sleep upstairs, right?
Well, I mean, that's not an attic.
Oh
That's
yeah,
second
yeah.
floor.
But I mean, this whole notion of upstairs.
Also, that's interesting, right? The attic is supposed to be the highest place, the holiest of places.
Yeah.
You're reaching. You're reaching.
A little bit. Yeah, look at you.
Oh, but yeah.
Hey,
You mean where like they
Austin,
burn everyone?
Can you look up?
No, that's not where they burn everyone.
Yeah,
Can
that's
you look
literally
up
the building where they
Midsommar
put
no,
like
it's not.
gifts.
It's where they sleep.
No, that's the building that burn everyone in.
They burn in the triangle building.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
this is where they
What a
sleep. That's what
confrontation.
their beds are right there.
Spoiler alert.
in that building, the
On
yellow
the right.
one.
Yellow. Yeah.
The big picture.
Oh, right. I mean,
You're
that's not an
killing me,
attic.
Smalls.
I said it's like an unfinished.
It's like an unfinished attic.
They're reaching.
I don't think so. Again, what's the juxtaposition of high and low? High is heaven, low is hell, right? So why make all the dark shit happen in the highest of places?
Because attics are
When you-
spooky.
when-
That
lot
tells
of
you a lot
people-
about a person's psyche.
A lot of people imagine like the treehouse factor. You're going up the ladder. You're going up to heaven. Hell no, baby. This is hell.
Yeah.
There's something to say there. I don't think
I
I'm
don't know.
reaching.
Attics are scary, man.
Well, in traditional horror films, they are. But in
Yes.
something as elevated as this,
They're still scary regardless. Ari Aster's like, yeah, attics.
no. He's much more.
Let's ask him right
You know
now.
what?
I've
Harry.
a quote to read before we wrap. Whenever we're
Yeah,
ready.
no. Go ahead.
Because I got the peas.
What were you gonna say? You were gonna say
I gotta pee.
Oh, okay. I don't care how much you roll your eyes, Castro. I'm going to do it. The master.
Don't you dare say Martin
Man,
Scorsese.
the
You said it. There you go. I didn't have to.
Martin
The master
Scorsese.
himself said a couple of years ago, I watched a first film called Hereditary by a director named Ari Aster. Right from the start, I was impressed. Here was a young filmmaker that obviously knew cinema. The form of control,
that's
the
good.
precision of the framing, the movement within the frame, the pacing of the action, the sound, it was all there, immediately evident. But as the picture went on, it started to affect me in different ways. It became disturbing to the point of being uncomfortably so, particularly during the remarkable family dinner scene after the sister has been killed. Like all memorable horror films, it tunnels deep into something unnameable and unspeakable, and the violence is as emotional as it is physical.
Mic drop from Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
That's actually, damn, man. Imagine Martin saying about that.
Not only did he say that, he wrote the foreword for the Blu-ray of Midsummer.
Neta.
Yeah, he wrote a whole fucking
The
booklet.
Criterion.
No, it's not Criterion. It's an A24 special edition. But he writes the forward saying like, "Yo, pay attention. This motherfucker is
this
doing
guy's-
it right
yeah.
now." Yeah. So
Yeah, those are good.
Scorsese.
Go watch it if you
Big
haven't.
words.
Are you guys excited for Eddington?
I am. Yeah, they
Yeah.
just wrapped it right up here in New Mexico. Actually,
For-
they shot
Yeah.
it up here. Yeah,
Paddington
Tier
3?
3 over there.
Eddington, his new Ari Aster's new film.
Oh,
It's,
it's okay.
Oh,
it's
wow.
Margaret Qualley.
Margaret? Ooh.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Honestly,
I
she
think Joaquin's
became-
in it too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cowboy hat and everything.
Eddington. What is that going to be about?
Joaquin, Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone. It's Emma
Revolves
Stone.
around a couple.
Pedro
Pedro
stranded in
Pascal.
a
Wait,
small New
wait.
Mexico
What's
town during
that's the
pandemic.
synopsis?
Ooh, I already,
Revolves
I'm
around
already
a
During the
couple
pandemic, what
stranded
the
in a
heck?
small New
Yeah, I
Mexico
like that.
town during the pandemic. Initially welcomed, the town takes a sinister turn by nightfall, reunites director Ari Aster with Joaquin Phoenix. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
He portrays a sheriff.
Is this going to be another
sure.
like thriller-ish?
You could tell it's a little horror.
Austin Butler's in it. Nice.
Pedro Pascal.
From what I've heard, it's going to be a banger.
It's going to be what?
A banger. Yeah.
I hope so,
I
man.
couldn't
They
find
said
a
that
reason
about
not
Joker
to
too,
say
but-
that. Yeah, but Todd Phillips is not Ari Aster. Next week on
That's
the
good.
WatchTower Film Podcast, What the fuck are we talking about, guys?
What are we doing?
Pick it. Last one.
Yeah, last chance.
It's the Halloween episode,
I
man.
had one that was gonna.
So it's not another
By
day.
the way, I hope
Lake
you know
Mungo.
that any movie you pick will be fun.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I had one.
No
Damn it,
pressure.
hold on.
No pressure.
Say something and then I'll remember.
okay,
Okay.
The law touched me last night.
Terrifier 2.
In the attic.
Yeah, in the attic.
Is Chuck's office the attic? It is.
It is.
What would you
trying to
do if
think
you
what
went
did
up
have
there and you
scared
started
me.
seeing the symbols?
The cock monster?
No,
No, it's the upstairs part of the loft.
It's what?
It's the upstairs part of the loft.
Oh,
That's higher than
that's
Chuck's
true. That is true.
Nobody's ever gone up there.
Yeah, they have.
I haven't.
You and the Lao did the other day. I saw you. Guys, so we're
Gotta make
wrapping it up.
love to you,
Pick
woman.
something or don't, and we'll just say, be surprised for next week. I have no idea.
Nah, Donna Dead is definitely not a horror. We'll probably go with 28 Days Later, but I might change it.
Yeah.
I might change it.
No.
28 days,
Fine, you have what, a week?
basically.
A little over.
You
but-
just want to do a zombie movie.
I remember there was one. This guy want one that's like.
Halloween Town. Got it. Next week.
I'll leave it down.
Halloween Town.
Hocus Pocus.
Nightmare in Christmas.
Beetlejuice. Nice.
I downloaded it too. I mean, I bought it.
You downloaded it after you bought it.
No, yeah.
All right.
Later for right now.
Tune in next week. Thank you for joining us on the WatchTower Film Podcast. Good night.
Love you guys.